Damn. Okay. Okay. Getting it together here. Getting it together. I just know someone's gonna fucking call me while I'm in the middle of this shit. This is as good as it's gonna get, I guess. You know how we do this shit. In here, I think this shit is called Diamonds in the Back. I don't know why. I didn't do any study of the genetics, but a guy whose house I was at gave it to me last night. I'm about to tell you about it. Hold on. What the fuck is happening, fam? It is your boy, the Sultan of Sativa, the Ayatollah of Indica, aka the Bobby Fischer BHO, aka Ned Sparks, aka Willie the Cool Penguin, aka Donald Bakes, President of the United Bakes of America. Fuck. Donald Blunt, President of the United Bakes of America, aka Robert F. Kennedy, aka the Holy Hashashin, aka Dwight Durbin, aka the Hickson of Hashies, aka the Gordon Ryan of Ganj. Damn, it's been a little minute since I've done this. No wonder I'm fucking rusty. Sorry to the people who love me and care about me. Right now, this is a like a pirate episode, you know? I'm here. I don't have a computer. They tell you not to restart your computer during an update. That's real. My shit restarted during an update and fucking after 2017, 7 long years, my MacBook finally died. I spent $2,500 on that fucking thing, brand new, and it died. I never looked at porn on that laptop, not one time. I said, I am not giving my computer AIDS and letting them have I would jerk off on my phone all the time, but never looked at porn on that computer. 7 years. It's a lot to be said for that. And so if you know, I record using my computer. That's where I do my editing. I've got like 6 episodes in the fucking queue, as a fucking Brit would say it, the queue. But it's been too long, far too long, and I just don't have the money to replace my computer right now. I'm going to ASAP. Just need to work some overtime at my jobbity job. My jobby job. That's right. I got a jobby job. After fucking, well, I had a jobby job too, but that one wasn't really real. It was from home. It was for a friend of mine. I was able to kind of play the game a little bit with it for a while. Um, this shit is burning pretty good. I actually ground it up. It was very light. Mind you, there's also tobacco in here. I know some of you people don't give a shit. Some of you are purists who are fucking babies. You're fucking babies, okay? Yeah, you get tobacco in it. Yeah. You could still taste it. If your weed's good, you could taste it through there. Okay. The fucking the tobacco makes it so it burns a little more evenly, in my opinion. Damn it, I didn't bring my new sword down here. That's right. I got a new sword. I didn't bring it down here because, uh, well, I didn't want to. This light behind me is killing me, so I'm gonna hold on. Oh yeah, this is much better. I should have some little soft lights behind me. That's like the real content creator thing to do, but that's not me. Maybe it will be though. Who knows? Who knows where this trip is going to go? If you've been following me for any length of time, um, I'm working on things. I'm doing stuff. I've been in the fucking world. I've been in the cannabis realm. I quit my Levi's job to go do that full time. And honestly, I probably should have kept the Levi's job. It really wasn't that imperative. But the problem is that, I wanted to play dad. I think about those years, man, 2018 to like 22. There's so many things I do differently. It's retarded. I could have fucking came up and won in so many different elements, and I fucking lost because I tried to bring others along with me that didn't want to come. Has that stopped me from recognizing the need to have other people to make the things that you want to accomplish work? No, it just means I find better people. It means I learn from the fucking mistakes and level it up. I've discussed many a time the shit with my family and the things that I feel over my kid's mom and how certain things I would change. I think that's natural. Any human should evaluate their actions and what part they played in things. And I mean, I can definitely blame her for a ton of shit, but that doesn't change that there was a ton of things that I did that could have been different. Ways that I interacted with business partners, like I said, the people that I tried to bring along with me, certain shit I let slide that I shouldn't have. Just based on the fact, well, this is where I feel my best chances to win are, and that was just laziness. You know, I'm a real motherfucker. All right. The last 2 years, 2.5 years, been the fucking 3 years really, been a fucking struggle. I lost my house due to my own fucking stupidity, trying to fucking get over. I mean, I didn't lose it. Like, we ended up selling it in time, even made a little bit of money, but I worked my fucking ass off to be able to get that house, and I fucking blew it. Hey, when I think about it, it brings me joy that I've even been able to taste these things, to touch these things. It's almost like the stock market. You get into profit and then you come back down some. And guess what, though? Usually, when there's a pullback like that, you might meet a little resistance. Keep tapping that fucking line, and that boom, bust right through it. Shit sails away, man. Price skyrockets. Shit takes time to materialize in the dense physical, that's for sure. Some of that is based on the amount of work that we do. As much as I preach doing the work, it's hard because I'm telling myself, really, it seems like I'm telling you, but I'm telling me. For me, I'm an easy way out guy. Always have been. Have to work every day to try to toughen myself mentally, physically. Haven't been running due to injury, and I've let that be an excuse. Bro, I don't know what that is, but it's like, yeah, I do. I bumped into something at work. I went and got a job. I'm working through injury. We'll get back to the injury in a minute, but went and got a job. Something I've been terrified to do. Right? How does that impact my schedule with the kids? Well, all three of them are going to be in school, so now is the time. Feeling like I couldn't feel. Am I feeling like a failure? I've been on an entrepreneurial path. The internet makes it seem like we should be able to be successful at these things that we just do, and everyone makes $1 million, and it's not that way. It's fucking so much of getting your dick kicked in by everyone around you, friends, family, your significant other. When are you going to get a job? When are you going to let it go? Are you really going to just keep struggling? It's like, bitch, I've been able to stay afloat for 7 fucking years, finding a way, even through the last three that have been the hardest shit of my life. Last year, especially, thank God I had a woman who was loving me up and was willing to pay some bills. Fucking amen, brother. So thankful. I owe that fucking woman. I don't even give a shit. Um, and not that that's a good thing. You shouldn't fucking do that, but hey, it's part of the story. The bitches wanted to take me to Puerto Rico. I said that's a waste of money. Okay. I can't just be going to Puerto Rico. I can't even have fun in Puerto Rico with how hard I was struggling. You know, tough. But I got a neighbor works at the fucking. I said if I'm gonna, me, man. If I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna go all the way in. And I was really resistant to doing it. I had an opportunity to maybe go work at this steakhouse, and I could have either been like serving tables, maybe doing security. It's a high end steakhouse. A lot of politicians. The Harrisburg State House are there. It's right by the gym, but it's like 45 minutes away. Right, so hour and a half driving each way, no matter what, or not each way, but every day that I work. Plus, um, you know, and that's gas, extra expense. Or I had an opportunity to go work at the paper mill right down the road, which has been a staple of this town for fucking 200 goddamn years. It's a 5 minute drive from my house. I can literally walk there today. Um, they pay good. I don't have time to just spend money. It's phenomenal, honestly. I mean, it is 100% a trade your time and your physical body being there for money. It's what it is. And there's ways that I can find enjoyment out of it. I'm really hoping, pushing to make it so that I'm on short time, because there's a lot of people there, been working at the same age as me, been working there almost 20 years. Their fucking dad worked there for 40 years. Their grandpa worked there for 40 years. I mean, it's like generations work at the fucking mill, swing shift, 30 years. I didn't even know what swing shift was until I started working here. I'm actually recording this as I'm going to be going in to fucking work. It's 7 days a week, 7 fucking days a week. Obviously, there's overtime. It's great. That's what I want. Trying to get more. This shit is forcing me to figure out how to be disciplined with my time, and it's tough, but it really leaves only room for the things that are important, which is my kids, training, figuring out how to get this fucking recovery house off the ground, which, you know, we're working on, man. Fucking working on. But that shit is going to be open before I know it. I can feel it. It's coming. And if I'm gonna work my ass off at the mill until we are ready to open doors, and the day we open doors, I'm fucking out of there. I'm trying to stack up, so I got a little bread. be able to survive the first 90 days while we fucking get some patients, you know, fucking run. Um, our program's going to be different. I've done a lot for my recovery. It's been a focus of mine, even though some people might tell you otherwise, since obviously, but for me, shit works. You know, people can't put down that needle. And I have, and I really can attribute it at this point to a couple different things: God, discipline, and the people around me. Discipline is nothing more, simply put, than the rules we set for ourselves. I was saying earlier, I got an injury. I got some torn muscle in my hip. As soon as I start running, every step, I feel it. Every fucking step. The shit sucks. I've grown to enjoy running. I ran my first ultra marathon back in March and like injured myself probably in May or June and really been out of commission for the last 2 months trying to like let this thing heal. By let it heal, I mean I still do jujitsu, which definitely does not help the situation. And I'm ready to resort to other things to help me heal it. So I'm gonna get some BPC 157, maybe some TB 400 peptides, and give them a go. My buddy was using the BPC 157. It said it helped him heal his fucking broken ass elbow. He's a little bit older than me. It's helping him heal. I've heard many other people talk about it, listen to some bro science about it, more plates, more dates. Um, you know, if something's got to give, but at the end of the day, if it's going to hurt, I might as well train hurt. Body and motion stays in motion. It's just a little pain. It's just a reminder that I'm alive every step. And I couldn't help. I went for a little 4 mile jog today. I had to walk the last mile and a half probably because it hurt. But, you know, when I started out, the sun was shining, and all I could think was, man, I don't care how much I'm hurting, man. I am grateful, grateful to live this life. The mill job keeps shit in perspective for me, keeps bills paid, starting to be functional again. It's fucking great. I don't have to stress. I can potentially maneuver some things to be able to get them done in the off time, which is very minimal. But hey, this is what the fuck it's about, man. Figuring it out. Even an entrepreneur sometimes has to pick up a job to be able to keep the fucking lights on. I'm blessed. My mom's been coming up. She retired last year and has been coming up twice, so like staying a couple days out of the week, picking up my kids, watching them while I'm at work so I can get some time in with them. The swing shift kind of fucks me up when I do a week of 3 to 11, but the 7 to 3 and 11 to 7, I think I can get some pretty good time in with them. And they're in school most of the day anyway. So, and require their mom to do a little picking up and whatever. It's fine. She's good with it. We're figuring it out, man. It's life. It's life, man. Requires patience, requires fortitude, toughness, grit, day in, day out. How does this shit apply to my long term goals? I really believe that I'm going to be able to get some little free time in the evening in these night shifts and be able to put in some work, pen to paper, on some of the shit that I'm thinking about and working on for the program. I'm ready to win, man. And even though I can't be there physically to help with a bunch of this shit right now, I'm gonna put together the best goddamn program we've ever seen. Here's the problem. My dad's in recovery. I'm gonna put his business out there, break his anonymity, because fuck him. Sorry, Pop. And he was in treatment not that long ago. Was in there and we were talking about it. See, my dad has a social work degree that he's never fucking used. My goal is to open this recovery house and multiple others and an outpatient, whatever. Give this motherfucker a job and help him at 70 years old actually get use out of his degree that he's never fucking used. And he's been going through his struggles lately. And he was telling me, he was like, man, he was like, you see, when I was in treatment, there were people that left like a few weeks before me, and they were back in before I left. And I didn't think much of it when he said it, but just thinking about it since made me really, really reflect on that. And like, what's going on at these houses? It seems like they're paying people the bare minimum. They just will take any body. It's almost like the fucking private prison industry. You just want inventory, you just need bodies. And you're fucking babysitting these junkies in the house, jamming them in there. And don't get it fucked up. We're gonna be jamming them in there too. But I'm fucking gonna be working there. So we're gonna do the shit I want to do. That's the cool thing, man. I want to do the things that I want to do. Jujitsu, fucking hiking in the woods, running around, lifting some weights, slanging some iron, gardening. We're gonna do all this shit. Yoga, journaling. We're gonna make specific time for journaling first thing in the fucking morning. Like, and guess what? I was worried about how are we gonna do this, man. Getting up 6 a.m., feet on the ground, 6 a.m. Bitch, I've been getting up at 4 for my job. I mean, honestly, I could get up at 6 a.m., brush my teeth, throw my lunch together, a little fucking breakfast in the bag, drive on to work, be there at 6:40, good to go, clocking in. But I like having my routine, my ritual, I've been waking up 4 a.m., get up, get my coffee together, fucking do some dishes, start making some breakfast or my lunch together. Uh Reading some scripture, get sipping some coffee, having a smoke, getting it together, you know? Really fucking be setting the tone and the intention for the day. Okay? This shit is fucking not a joke, man. It's the first job I've had in almost 8 years. I'm trying to do well. I'm trying to use the tools that I've amassed over that time and dive right in. How can I be valuable to the team? And the cool thing about working at the mill, it's like you have to do your job to a certain standard to be able to fucking help the next guys get their part of the job done. Everyone's got their role. It's fucking kind of cool. Never been a part of the supply chain before in that way. Making fucking all sorts of paper products. The fucking Reese's black paper is made right here in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. Only place in the world. A little wax paper that is wrapped around the Reese's cup, hugging it nice and tight in those grooves. That's made right here in Spring Grove. You know, I've done a good job starting out so far, getting my kids together. We're gonna rock it out, man. They understand like daddy's gotta grind it out. Daddy's not gonna be around on Christmas this year. Daddy's not gonna be around on Easter this year. Daddy's gonna be working. Time to get that money. Time to fucking bust my ass and do shit I've never done. Working swing shift is a 24-hour operation. Guess what? So is the recovery house. So knowing how to handle these different shifts and what goes on and yeah, shit's important. And it's given me a greater perspective of, as a leader, what I'm gonna need to do to be able to spend some time with the team in the night shift, in the day shift. I might work fucking swing shift at my own fucking recovery house. Build the team up. Work together. Now, I'm trying to fucking really be somewhere where people can come, and if they're willing to do the work, make some fucking real change to their junky life. You know, I've done it. I'm still doing it. I'm learning it. It's every day. But guess what? You know, shit like the NA literature talks about. Hey, a clean addict with 2 days clean can help the addict with 1 day clean. Hey, that shit is real. I've been in this shit almost 15 years without sticking a trying to get high, or sniffing shit. It's, it's not in my realm. I'm terrified. All it is fentanyl now. And guess what? I've changed. I don't need to be someone who shoves that shit into my fucking body. And that brings me to my last night. I went played some poker. Right, I haven't sat down at a card table in 15 years. I'm a card playing motherfucker. I was playing a little loose, lost a little money. It was all good. I had a great time. It was nice just being on a table, playing with some cool motherfuckers. My business partner in the recovery house, you know, he said he had a gift for me. I said, okay, cool. He said, you ain't gonna guess what it is ever. I fucking go down there. This motherfucker gives me a Knights Templar Freemason antique sword and sheath like that they fucking wear in lodge. And I'll tell you what, man, I was a little choked up. My man is a fucking gift giving machine. He sees something that I like and he said, man, my brother would love this. And he fucking just gets it and gives it to me. It's one of the kindest individuals I've ever met, no doubt. 100%. Has believed in me and wanted to support and build with me since almost the day I met him. For real, for real. It's my fucking guy. And I have such an immense love for him that I couldn't be more excited to start a business with him. I'm trying to think of how I want to do it, but I'm putting together this ROP mission. I'm gonna call it the WAP, the rite of passage. I've been working through it. I'm putting together a little route. I got a couple of my other buddies from the ROP missions that are going to be potential cadre for me, with me on these missions. And, we're going to fucking get it in. We're going to uphold the standard. And I think what I want to do is not only do it for, anybody who wants to do it, but as like a graduation for the guys in the program, they can come out and do it with us and um, really get a taste of what it's like to fucking do something hard and feel great about it at the end. I'll tell you what, that event, that mission, it's a lot for me. I think about it every day, still talk about it all the time. If you listen to the show, then I fucking talk about it all the time. Um, but I don't know how I got sidetracked into that, but oh, just probably talking about Mike. But yeah, so I went and played poker. The man made a roast. I ate these Korean barbecue shotgun shells. It was like some sausage wrapped in a noodle, wrapped in bacon with a sriracha mayo drizzle. I mean, this dude was a serious motherfucker with his food. It was a fucking one. After the card game and most everybody left, we did some fucking DMT, the Dog Man Troop. It's And look, this is where I really wanted to get into. I think it's overrated, man. I think there's benefit, I think every psychedelic has its place, um, for potential use as a tool in your journey as a human. It is not the be all end all. It is not what changes you. I mean, and there's, I mean, that could be argued, of course, but it's like a therapeutic, you know. It's what you do with it. It's like a way to fucking make an impact very quickly, reduce the learning curve, fucking cut through the bullshit and say, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on, buddy. You're fucking up. You got to get it together, or fucking you're crushing it. Stay on it. Focus on something else. Like focus on another intention, whatever. For me, it's usually a lot of like cutting through the bullshit, lying to myself. But these guys were. I've done it a few times. A few times. With others, by myself. And the last time I did it, I just was going in. I said, I'm trying to see these entities. I'm trying to get some of the knowledge. Okay. I don't know what these machine elves are, but I want to find them. I want to fucking see the jesters. I want to, all the shit that people say, and there's a lot that people say, and these common themes throughout that people talk about. Yeah, I didn't feel it. Last night was actually probably one of the weakest trips I've had with that, and it really disappointed me, honestly. It was like kind of weird. Instead of colorful, it was like black and gray, geometric shapes folding in on themselves. It's almost like a noir, like 1950s noir film kind of vibe. No entities. My I was on a comfortable couch, but I felt like my spine was like an accordion. Didn't feel good, and a part of my neck that had been hurting from like a stinger at jujitsu was like on fire. And I think like the nervous system was fucking doing like a hard reboot. But like I was very conscious, I was very aware. It's not like the fun guy where you buy the ticket, you take the ride, and you're in there, and time doesn't even make sense. It's not real. It doesn't compute, and it's hard to fucking keep in perspective that time will exist again for you, and you'll be regular again. You know, the DMT, I felt like, hey, it's gonna be over in 5 minutes. I know what 5 minutes is. And it was. I mean, it was cool, but it's like mild. And I can see why a lot of the people who get into it are into it, and they want to like take it even further and be like this shaman, these like neo shamans. But like to me, it's just like so far. Actually, I was talking about it with a buddy of mine who's very Catholic, older guy in his 50s from jujitsu. And I just, we could be honest. I could be honest, talk to him about it. He's cool. Not his vibe, but he's cool. And he was like, "Oh, you were trying to contact the demons." And I was like, "Well, that's just it. I want to know what these motherfuckers are." And, every time I do this shit, I find some benefit, but I never have gone that far where there's these beings or whatever. I haven't met God on that shit. You know, it's like, so I would say I've been much more connected to God on mushrooms than that shit. Now, I've say felt like it gave my brain a good like washing and cleaning. And there is scientific evidence that says your brain soaks up DMT the way that like your body would soak up water, quenching a thirst in the desert. So, I think there's even just in that, it's like give your body a blast of that shit just for fucking benefit's sake. But I felt like it's mild. Like just because you could do DMT doesn't mean you could handle like 5 grams of some apes. You fucking that's two different realms. I don't know. Like I'm really feeling like like I really feeling like all these people who fucking talk about these entities and whatever, I'm feeling like they're just lying. Like it's almost like some McDojo karate shit where you see the fat out of shape guy and the dude runs at him and he just goes like turns to the side and just goes "Ugh," and they like front flip away from him, or he like grabs their arm and like goes and they do like a front flip and it's just like, dude, this is so fake. That's what I feel like the equivalent, psychedelic equivalent is of Deem. And I'd love to go on any of these other shows and talk about it. And I'm open, you know. If you think you're like a master of helping people get through to the other side, like because it's it's real. But it's like, like, oh, you can't like have this expectation that you're gonna do that or see that or go there. You have to like close your eyes and you know, it's like I'm using my imagination. If I have to use my imagination, what are we doing? You eat 5 grams of the fungi, you don't got to use your imagination. You're fucking in it. There's layers removed. You're in a fucking different realm. Like, I mean, you're in the realm, but I mean, there's like, you ever interact with like dogs and cats when you're in that mindset? It's different. They know. Bro, I fucking held a snake one time, tripping. Dude, it was like a little ball python. It wasn't crazy, but that's probably the last time I saw Chip Wilkins. Rest in peace to old Chip, man. I never met a human that could do a manual on a skateboard longer than Chip Wilkins. I never met anybody that could drink as much Robitussin as Chip Wilkins. I never met anybody that was punker than Chip Wilkins. I never met anybody that could smoke so many cigarettes in a bedroom as Chip Wilkins. I never met anybody that could dye their hair blue like Chip Wilkins. I never knew anybody that could wear bondage pants like Chip Wilkins and cut up crass t-shirts like Chip Wilkins. Rest in peace, homie. You know, I didn't I didn't spend a lot of time with him when he was shooting dope. Well, I was shooting dope and I want to hang around Berryville. But that motherfucker, he was my friend for a long time. Chip Wilkins, man. Anyway, the fucking that actually that night at Chip Wilkins, that was like one of the most freaked out times of my tripping journeys ever. I was probably, I don't know, 18 maybe. And I went down to Berryville with my dad, or my dad was living there, and I just went down there to hang. And when I would get down there, I would go just like say what's up, hang for a little bit, and then get on my skateboard, head out, go just like over to the homie's house and just like knock on the door, you know? And I had like a little order of the people. I'd knock on this dude's house first. And then it was like, then this guy or this guy or this guy lived over here. So I had to go to this dude, stop past this guy's house first. And usually back in the day, way back in the day, it'd be like, I get one dude, then he'd come along. It'd be like some sandlot shit, man. Just like more accumulate walking up the road. It was like some real movie shit. Chip Wilkins be doing a manual on a skateboard, longest manual I ever seen. Um, Shout out to his mom, Lisa Wilkins. Love you, Lisa. Um, but I showed up to town, was hanging with my dad for a little bit. And I was like, all right, it was like a Friday night or something. All right, Pop, I'm gonna go hang with the boys, you know, fucking eat these mushrooms. Fucking probably like 4 grams. Go out on my skateboard, start skating through town. It's a one stoplight town. Go by Jamichael's house, not home. Go by fucking Doug Kaler's house, not home. Go by fucking come around. Go to fucking Willie C's house. No, Willie had fucking moved back down to Florida at that point. Stop at fucking Rich Pruitt's house. Not home. Fucking nobody's fucking home, you know? And I'm like, I think I stopped at Jamichael's and Doug Kaler's house first. And I think Doug's mom told me they were all out somewhere, like in Leesburg or Winchester, like all of them, at least like the main dudes, right? And Chip lived the farthest away. But, I ate these mushrooms, skate around town a little bit, fucking kind of geeked out and went back to the fucking house. Where my dad was at, my grandpa's house. And it's like 9 o'clock and just like get in bed and like under the covers. I'm like, fuck, you know. Mhm. Geeking out. My dad comes up there and he's like, "Well, you want to hang out? You want to fucking watch a movie or whatever?" And I'm like, "Oh, I can't fucking watch a movie and I can't fucking go to sleep because I'm tripping balls right now." I was like, "No, I'm gonna go out and see the homies." You know, I went and fucking had my headphones in, did some skateboard, and went to Chip Wilkins' house. And we played with that ball python. It's fucking cool. It's like his girlfriends. They were both dirty, smelly little punk rockers. You know. Uh, but I digress. I think I'm gonna heal this injury with some BPC 157 Wolverine, and I'm gonna commit to training for something big. One of the biggest physical accomplishments that I'll do if I can complete it, but it is going to require the discipline. Um, and I'm trying to figure it out right now. Can be fucking, it can be good. It could be really good. I could fucking have some serious wins just in my situation. My jujitsu training might suffer a little bit, but um, maybe I think I might want to race a big race, see if I can complete it. I did one ultra, 32 miles. I've hiked 50 miles, so I almost feel like I should just do 100. We're talking about, 3 miles an hour. Not even less than 3 miles an hour for, a 35-hour cutoff, something like that. That's doable. That's doable. It's going to require grit, fortitude, mental toughness, a lot of training. I can run to and from the mill, kind of figure that out. I work every day, so I went. I've been kind of using that as an excuse that I got to fucking walk it, see what my time is walking it, see the exact distance, know how much to give myself, how much buffer to give myself for worst case if I just were to walk to the mill rather than run. Then I went a different route home, see how long the distance was that way, and I think it's doable. I mean, it's like I could do 5.5 or 6 miles every day that I run to and from work, and that would be good if I did that 4 times a week. When I have a long swing, get like a long run in, but it's going to require some discipline to heal this. I'm going to need to heal this fucking muscle before I run 100 miles, So I have to figure that out. And with that, dude, I'm out of here. It's been 45 minutes. Cool. That's totally cool. Giving you an update. Thanks for tuning in. Share the shit, dude. Fucking share it, man. All right. I do this shit to fucking try to help inspire anybody else that's going through it. You know, I don't like doing any of this shit. I never would ever have thought of trying to do a 100-mile race in my life, but the people I hang out with do that shit and try it. And if they could do it, why can't I? I never thought I could do 32 miles, but I set a fucking goal. I half trained for it and I accomplished it. Now I know I can't do that with 100 miles. I was able to squeak by, but I could do this shit. I got a buddy that's going to do it. He's committed. He's been inspired by some of the shit that I do. I'll fucking take that credit. All right. Don't fucking come for me. He's been through the same kind of shit as me. Maybe me and him run this shit together. I don't know how much together is, but hey, we fucking do it. Get a couple people to crew it. I got people that would do that for me. Goes around Maryland and Pennsylvania. I think total course is 103 miles. Yeah, but it requires some proper planning, preparation. I think it's like around this time next year, so I could sign up for it and be uh and not have to, worry about working at the mill. I could take off from my shit, go do it, and fucking rock out. If not that one, maybe the Georgia Jewel. Me and that Pinhote Trail got some more work to do. You know, some more suffering to accomplish. But I think I would like this one that my buddy's trying to do because it's like all there's no like looping shit or fucking, it's all different shit. 100 miles of one big 103-mile loop, you know. So that shit would keep it interesting for me. I'm thinking about having that shit written down. So writing up together a plan. Maybe I'll ask Chat. Chat will help me. That's Chat GPT, not Chad or Chili. But hey, people do this kind of shit all the time. I'm not special. It just takes a commitment and a willingness to do something that most people will not. And I kind of like that. I understand most people are not going to spend what little time they have off from their 7-day a week job walking back over to the job after work just to get a proper time and distance check for, to be able to run to and from. I got to clean out my locker. Maybe I'll do that tonight. That shit is dusty as hell, but I'll put some spare clothes in there. Uh, keep my boots there, wear some sneakers in, fucking rock out. You know, keep some jeans there, get to the locker room, just change. You can walk to and from entering the building to your locker. It's just when you're working, you gotta fucking do that shit. So, um, worst case, 50-minute, get me to work on time, you know. Uh, I think I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm trying to see how this week plays out. I want to get the lay of the land for this 11 to 7. It's a lot, but I'm gonna get it done and I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna really turn up my training. But today I went 4 miles. It sucked. It hurt. I don't know how this shit's gonna work, but I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna persevere, you know, and God's gonna help me through it in whatever way. I'm gonna learn. I'm sure I'm gonna learn many lessons along the way, you know. But I'm also gonna be able to show some people what it is to be a dad, a fucking employee, a fucking boss, somebody that handles shit, you know, gets it done. That's what I want to be. That's what I'm making it happen. Guys, you should too. Baltimore out.